sustained itself. But I would have to ask more questions about this wine. I need to know where in Washington State the grapes came from, and then I can make a better judgment about it. I like it.
I think
like it. It's a food wine.
Yeah, it's a food wine, and yet, unlike some food wines, it's showing its stuff right now. You know, I mean, I think it's you walk a tightrope a little bit. I mean, this is a wine that is delicious. I mean, I'm almost happy. You know, that's not supposed to happen when wine of age.
Well, and I do think it remains unspoken. Perhaps maybe it's so obvious that I don't want to bring this up, but I will just to make sure that it's out in front of us that in no way, shape, or form should I, for instance, state that, okay, this is really my style, as we have done up here, therefore it's the better wine. I mean, that's absurd. That's as absurd as saying, I really like liver and onions, therefore it's the better food. I mean, seriously. Thank you. Okay, some of us like liver and onions. Everybody else in the room is going. So my point is that they're in front of us different styles of wine. That we're speaking of different styles of wine, and we're making comparisons to different styles of wine, and it's kind of specious in some ways. I'm going to be obvious and overt about my preferences as we go through these because I do like what I like, and I think I'm supposed to, as one of the panels, state this is what I like and here's why I like it. But it is not that, I guess I'll get to the point. Really, I have a point. I'm pretty sure. No, the idea for me is that, okay, so let's admit in this, is that we've said, well, it's a better wine than food. Again, according to whom? Depending upon what you're having. And then finally, I think maybe a measuring stick that we would all have to admit exists here, if we are going to talk about icons of quote-unquote tomorrow, is longevity. That is a wine iconic and adopted as an icon because it ages well, or is a wine iconic because it's really, because they only made 3 cases and Parker got 1 and the Spectator got 1 and the rest of us got ball caps and T-shirts. And whatever. I'll shut up.
I just need to say something to answer Doug for a moment. What I think is interesting and important about the style question is that Chris got into making wine because he was a restaurateur. Greg came here to make wine because, as a restaurateur, he got turned on to a style that he could achieve here. People in California are getting so annoyed being restaurateurs that they can't get wine in the style that they prefer to sell in their restaurant, that many of them have gone out and started wineries on their own. So whether or not I like this wine or you like this wine or don't like this wine or whatever, stylistically there is a need in the population for a wine like this. And there are more and more people coming out of the food and restaurant business that are making wines in this style because they see a need for it and because they see that their industry is not serving that need.
Well, but it strikes me that the first generation of people who came and made iconic Washington wines were not food and beverage industry insiders. I mean, they were people like Gary Figgins, and not just people like actually Gary Figgins, and Rick, and Alex Galitzin, a chemical engineer, and Marty, who moved up to just to take over his father-in-law's property, and people who loved wine and had an affinity for it, but came to it from a very consumerist point of view. And I guess I would go in the other direction, Doug. My worry is because I like this, maybe it's not mainstream enough. Because the geeky 3 of us in the MS over there think this is is this a mainstream enough wine to become iconic in Washington? Yes, Shane MS.
Usually, Bruce, we just shorten it to yes, Shane, mess.
So, I guess I'm trying to figure out what you guys want to, how are you defining icons?
Well, that's a great.
I don't think they were shooting for iconic status, just making great wine, and lo and behold, the greatness in the glass, more than most things, obviously marketing part of it, packaging, all that stuff, probably made them an icon more than, because God, what do we know about wine marketing in Washington in 1977? So I would hope it would start in the glass, and I hope that's one of the first things we talk about. Whether it's your style or not, there's a complexity to all wines. And does this have it? Does it have balance? Is there length? Different complexity?
Yeah,
style, and there are many others behind it that may be less successful. And so complexity alone, to me, is not iconic. We're asking for uniqueness, we're asking for singularity, or we're asking for something to represent, or to be the ultimate representative of a particular style, place, region, grade, what have you. I add, as I tried to in my comments earlier, the note that are we asking these wines to live a long time? If so, this higher acid, lower pH